everyone! My name is Jessica and today I'm going to be talking about a drama called Love 020 or One Smile is Very Alluring. If you want to see more reviews like this, please feel free to subscribe to my channel. The story starts out with Bei Weiwei, a computer science major who plays this PvP MMORPG or online fighting fantasy game titled A Chinese Ghost Story. Now in the game, she's initially married to this Archer character who ends up asking her to separate or divorce because he now wants to marry some other character who he found out is actually super pretty. A reoccurring theme that we see is that Weiwei is super humble and down to earth despite being a real stunner. She would never do anything like post her photo online to the game forums or anything like that. And so actually nobody really knows what she looks like. But the thing is, Weiwei is actually really good at this game. She's like one of the only women who ranks in the top 10 for like sparring with other characters or fighting with other characters. But because of that reason, some players actually happen to think that she might be a man in disguise, which probably led to why that guy ended up divorcing her in game. Now, right after the whole divorce process happens in game, Weiwei is approached by the #1 player on their server, who is asking if now she wants to get married to him. Our guy wasted no time. Little did we know, the #1 ranked player actually turns out to be our male lead, Xiaonai. Coincidentally, Xiaonai is also a computer science major at the university Bei Weiwei attends, with intentions of starting his own gaming company with his 3 roommates. Weiwei agrees to getting married in-game for gaming purposes, and ends up falling for him without even realizing that he's a school hottie. Of course, she only finds out when he asks to meet in person, but the romance from then just kind of plays out and we get to witness it. Now let's talk a little bit about the background of the drama. Love 020 was released in 2016 and is based off of the novel of the same name. This drama was considered a commercial success and is one of the most watched modern Chinese dramas of all time. For me, this is one of the first few dramas that I've ever watched due to its accessibility on Netflix. Now let's talk about the actors and their chemistry. For the male lead, we have Yang Yang. As stated, I haven't really watched too many Chinese dramas or immersed myself in Chinese media, but I know for sure that this man is handsome. From what I know about him, he's been acting since he was a teen, he sings sometimes, and he's been very successful in his career. For the female lead, we have Zhang Shuang. Again, I don't know very much about her either, but I know that she's been acting since she was a teen. I do know that in 2021, in recent times, she's been subject to backlash and been blacklisted from Chinese media due to a surrogacy scandal. However, this was filmed in 2016, so I'm going to watch it without even thinking about that. Zhang Shuang is pretty, for sure. Her and Yang Yang make such a beautiful couple. But Lord, I really think we should address her figure in the show. Listen, there's nothing wrong with being skinny, but like it's almost scary how thin she is in this. Like I was scared about how thin her legs were. I get it. I know it's hard being a celebrity. You're being judged, you're being scrutinized at all time, especially when you're on camera, and sometimes even when you're not on camera. But I just wish they had depicted her in a more healthy looking physique. In terms of the acting itself, I think they portrayed their roles pretty well. I have watched a few behind the scenes clips from this drama and I've seen that Yang Yang seems to have more of this like smiley, playful personality, but he's able to depict that more cool, stoic personality that Xiaonai has pretty well. So I'd say he did really well with that. I don't know very much about Zhang Shuang, but I will say that she really pulled off that like demure, sophisticated, reserved vibe that they were trying to give Weiwei. I think the chemistry between the 2 leads was actually pretty cute. I know in Chinese media they were actually known to be a pretty popular CP or couple, and I think I can see why, like they look good. Okay, so let's talk storytelling. Now, one of the things that I actually like about Chinese series is that they really take their time to tell a story and they have a lot of episodes. Now, I know that might seem kind of weird, right? Like why would I want to spend my time watching 30 plus episodes that are like 40 minutes to an hour long when I could really just, kind of condense that story into 16. Well, I just think this gives like the series ample opportunity to really develop a character, get you to know a character and the side characters as well. It really develops those relationships and makes you feel more attached and kind of makes you just want to keep on watching and learning more about everyone. That being said, in this drama, you actually also get to see elements of that. You not only have the main couple and their relationship, but you also get to see potential secondary couples. You also get to see the friendship between the male lead and his friends, the female lead and her friends, the entanglement or intertwinement of those friend groups, it becomes something that's like really interesting. And like I said, just gets you kind of attached. For reference, Love 020 did have 30 episodes and each episode was like 40 minutes to an hour long. So keep that in mind when you're starting the series. In terms of story development, you really get to see the boys at least go from college to working life, and I think that becomes a pretty exciting part of the show. Outside of the gaming world, you get to see how they develop in the real world and take this like passion that they have for gaming and turn it into a successful company. Seeing them develop their startup dreams really had me rooting for them. Like, I wanted to see them win. Now, something unique I found about this drama is that there isn't ever really like a true love rival. You know, like when you have like a love triangle, you have that second male lead, and then like you think to yourself, oh man, she might actually fall for him. Like, shoot, I'm having second male lead syndrome. You know, that tends to happen in this drama. There's nothing really like that. Like, of course, people trying to, you know, intervene and stir up drama to get them to miscommunicate, but I think generally the two of them are pretty good about not having those things get to them. Maybe they just have a lot of faith in one another, and so no miscommunications happen, which was actually super refreshing to see in a drama. I will say it's a lot of fluff. It's a lot of, oh, everything's perfect, we're perfect, no one's gonna get between us. It's giving honeymoon stage, and so it just felt like sometimes it's a little unrealistic to think that there's gonna be no conflict ever, but sometimes I just want no drama. I just want them to end up together and be happy and live their lives, and that happens. Now let's talk tropes. What common themes, occurrences, or anything that kind of typically happens stereotypically in a drama are we going to see? Definitely for Bei Weiwei's character, we have a capable female lead. I don't say strong female lead, I say capable female lead. Because she's not stupid, she's actually pretty smart, she can do a lot, she's obviously really good at the game that she's playing, but I wouldn't call her like particularly independent or strong. I think eventually at some point, you know, she ends up, I wouldn't say relying on other people, but other people help her out a lot. It's not like she's overcoming these problems on her own. We have the young CEO, obviously. Xiaonai becomes a CEO of a gaming company. Granted, it's a startup. It's not like it has a lot of money and a lot of capital and like, you know, just like all bougie or anything, but he definitely has money. We have your stereotypical hospital stay. Somebody stays in the hospital, you'll find out eventually. And then of course we also have the ever-present surprise kiss. So those are the tropes that I found. Definitely comment below if you found any other ones that you noticed. Now let's talk production value. Some of the drama actually happens where they're having in-game conversations or in-game events. So of course, CGI is going to be used for those events. I mean, personally, I didn't hate it. I mean, I used to play a game just like this one when I was younger, so maybe it kind of gave me that nostalgia feeling. But overall, I thought it was quite interesting. I mean, it's not perfect. It's CGI, and it's not like it's like, you know, highly budgeted Marvel film or anything, so it's not amazing. I mean, it's not like I'm completely submersed in it, and that's like, wow, I feel like I'm in this new world. Like, obviously I can tell it's CGI and the actors are in costumes and things like that, but I think the fact that they're able to connect the actors and their characters in game and kind of show what's happening in game without just showing like, you know, screen that has like the gameplay on it, I think it's pretty interesting. Now, aside from using CGI in the game, there is one scene in particular that they use at the very end of this drama that just drives me freaking nuts. I think it was supposed to be like a mall scene, and I get it, maybe shooting mall scenes aren't really easy, but man, this scene just, I was so appalled. They could have just cut this out completely, like the whole them walking in the mall part. Oh, it was so bad. I can't. Now, on to the music. Oh man, there was only like maybe like 2 songs total that they used for the entire drama, and I swear to God, they wore the hell out of that ending song. Like, they used it every time a Bei Weiwei Xiaonai moment appeared, and I was over it. The production isn't really amazing. Like, yo, maybe, you know, for the OST, they used all the money on the CGI, so they couldn't do too much for the OST. They just kept on playing it, and it was too much for me. Now, to wrap up, let's talk about my favorite parts of the drama. I loved the gaming element. I thought that was super interesting. It kept me interested, at least for the first few episodes when they were talking about it. Yang Yang is so fine. Like, I could really just stay watching for him, honestly. And I actually really liked the whole like startup company, programming, gaming, solving problems type of element that they had for Xiaonai's business. I come from a technical background, so I thought, and maybe that's why I thought it was interesting. But yeah, I liked that part too. In terms of my not so favorite parts, of course, I've talked about like the music and the CGI being pretty like whatever. But something I really need to address is the kisses. Like, especially the first kiss in this drama, because I don't know what's happening. Like, I tried to see it from their perspective, right? The very first kiss, what's supposed to be happening is that, like, you know, Wei Wei just got off of a plane. She's feeling super self-conscious. First of all, she's never been kissed before. Her and Zhao Nai have never been to that level. She's conservative, etc. Sure, whatever. But, like, at some point, it just looks like harassment. Like, what is going on? In terms of the rest of the show itself, it's too lackluster. Like, sometimes I was like, girl, just let me switch, because you look like you're not in it. You look like you don't want to be there. And someone wants to be there. I don't know, maybe it's the whole, like, demure, like, I don't want to look like I'm not innocent by kissing too much or being too into it. But, like, girl, just pucker. Just pucker. And of course, one other thing you should generally expect in Asian dramas is actually, like, product placement. There's a lot of opportunities for product placement that they kind of put in there, such as, like, the nuts, the alcoholic beverage, you know. But it didn't bother me too much. It's not like they dwelled on it for too long. Finally, would I recommend it? Yes. I'd recommend it if you like gaming, maybe a little bit of fantasy, you know, college settings, couples winning, being fluffy, very light-hearted dramas, or if you just want to, like, you know, relax. You just want to relax, watch a drama, and not think about much. Then I would definitely recommend this drama for you. All right, that's my review of Love 020. Thank you so much for watching, and please feel free to comment down below any dramas you would like to see me watch and review in the future. Take care and be safe.